We started off with 16 teams. Now we are down to just the final 4. Golden State, Miami, Boston, and Dallas. The final 4 teams left in the pursuit of an NBA championship. Now we're going to go start off with last night's game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors. First of all, it was a complete beatdown in every sense of the word. Okay? Dallas got their ass kicked. Golden State came into the J Center and just completely whooped they behind. Dallas was in it for about the first half, but that's where the story ends, okay? The Mavericks cannot buy a basket. They cannot knock down any shots. Luka Doncic struggled tremendously in the second half. Now, you could give credit to the Warriors' defense, but let me read you the stat I saw. Dallas Mavericks attempted about 48 threes. 44 of those threes were wide open. They were 11 of 48 from 3, and they missed 44 wide open, uncontested 3-point shots. Only 4 of them were contested. That tells you it was just a bad night. Luka Doncic started off tremendously in the first half. He had 18. Second half, he got shut down. 2 points in the second half, 6 turnovers. Didn't have much help from his other players on the offensive end. Jalen Brunson finished with 14 points, 6 of 16 shooting. Finney Smith, 5 points, 2 of 6. That's not going to get it done against the Golden State Warriors. Not at all. But I'm going to give credit to the Warriors. Their defense showed up tremendously, okay? They had a game plan for Luka. They made adjustments in the second half. They noticed, okay, Luka Doncic is about to cook us. He was on the pace to get about 30, 40 points. So you know what Golden State did? They used their bodies. They used their size. They used their athletics. See, one thing about Golden State, they are the only, one of the main top 2 or 3 teams that are still playing that are very deep at the guard to wing position that could defend. Draymond Green. They got Klay Thompson. They got Andre Iguodala if he can come back and play this series because he's been in and out due to not being healthy. You have Kuminga. You have Gary Payton. You have Wiggins. So that's about 4 guys, 4 or 5 deep at the wing position that they could just throw bodies at you and give you different type of defensive coverage looks. So that's one. If you looked at the game, Andrew Wiggins was guarding Luka Doncic 94 feet. You says Andrew Wiggins, stay in front of him. If you get caught in a pick and roll situation, Draymond Green will be able to help. Or we could have Klay Thompson be able to help. Now, Klay obviously is still trying to gain his defensive agility. Obviously, overcoming 2 back-to-back catastrophic knee injuries. But he's looking like the old Klay Thompson, both offensive defense. You know what I'm saying? So, Golden State is starting to get their stuff together. So they were throwing bodies at Luka Doncic. You saw that from the beginning of the second half. Give them different types of defensive looks. Offense, they got tremendous contributions from Jordan Poole. 19 points, 8 of 12 off the bench. Wiggins had 19. He was a plus 28 in starting. Klay Thompson had 15 points. All of his 15 points came from the second half. The Warriors had 7 players in double-digit points in scoring, and they shot 56% from the field. Everybody was knocking down shots. The ball was moving. That is Golden State's identity. Keep the ball movement, tire out the defense, and guess what? When you got, 3 of the best shooters in the league right now, pull in that category, that's a recipe for disaster. So if 1 or 2 of those guys have an off night, you already know the third one is going to have it going. And you have Draymond Green being orchestrated, delivering the assist and getting guys involved in right spots. It was just a recipe that fell into the Golden State Warriors style of play. Now for adjustments, I believe that Jason Kidd, who was a very well coach, is going to have adjustments made for Game 2. Kind of see, okay, they're going to put more of a Luka in a pick and roll situation. You got to look, well, okay, can they go big? But if you look at the roster, they don't really have a big who could score inside that could give Draymond Green those type of problems. You look at maybe Bertrand. They won't start Boban because he's just too slow. He's 7 foot, but he's just too slow. So if they're trying to run up the court and Boban's already back at the half court, that you won't get really much of an offense going. Now maybe for defensive purposes and rebounding purposes, yeah, but you'll play 4 or 5 on the offensive end. So it's really going to be interesting to see what type of adjustments Jason Kidd will make in the second half. In game 2, excuse me. But let's switch it over to the Eastern Conference side of things between the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics. Very good game 1, back and forth. It was 118-107. Miami won. Boston, I believe, if they had Al Horford and Marcus Smart, I believe that they would have won that game, because if you look at the score, as I just mentioned, they lost by 11. Tatum played decent to his standards. So did Brown. They both played decent, but again, they're missing 2 of their starters. They were missing the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. They were missing a veteran leadership in the locker room in Al Horford. Okay, Al Horford, it was just news that he is playing tonight in Game 2. Shams reported it, so did Woj. And Marcus Smart is still probable at the time of this recording for Game 2. So they most likely are getting back 2 of their key starters. Now, Derek White will not play tonight due to personal reasons, so hopefully whatever he has going on is okay. But if you're able to get back both Smart and you're getting back Horford tonight, that is a plus for the Boston Celtics, and especially to Al Horford not being there. That puts so much pressure on Robert Williams, who had to be able to get those offensive and defensive rebounds and try to defend Bam Adebayo. So now you have an extra body that you could throw down there below with Bam, and especially with Robert Williams. He's not a 3-point shooter. So with Al Horford coming back, he stretches the floor out there, so he's a stretch 5. So now you're forcing Bam to come out and guard the 3-point line, which gives Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown more of a driving lane to the basket. So Al Horford's presence was sorely missed in Game 1. He's back in Game 2. I believe he will be a difference maker, an X factor for Boston, because of those little things that won't show up on the stat sheet. And same thing, Marcus Smart too. Missed that veteran, missed the point guard, missed an extra body that you could throw at Jimmy Butler defensively. You could possibly try to stop him from scoring 41 again tonight, which he did in Game 1. But those were 2 key pieces that they missed. Overall, I believe that Miami will ultimately win this series, because from top to bottom, they're just tremendously deep, and they can play about 9-10 guys. Butler had 41, as we mentioned. He has just been going crazy these playoffs. Tyler Hero really came and saved them once he came off the bench. Okay, Miami was kind of struggling to get their offense going. Tyler Hero came and dropped 18 points. And that really gave them a spark, in which ended up, pushing Butler to drop 41. And they didn't really get much from Victor Oladipo. 5 points, 2 of 9 shooting, so that's not going to get it done. I believe that Miami, they're hungry. They have a great, excellent coach in Expostra. They're deep. They play 9-10 guys. And I believe that ultimately Miami will beat the Boston Celtics to 7. It will be a very tough and competitive series. But I have Miami coming out of the Eastern Conference. And between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors out west, I got Golden State coming out in 6. Finals prediction should be an interesting and fun one to watch. Golden State versus the Miami Heat. And I got the Golden State Warriors winning the championship this year. I think that their depth, their experience will just be a little bit too much for Miami. But I believe it will be very, very competitive. You got a great offense going up against a great defense. We'll see what that's going to happen. But those are my predictions for the NBA Finals. Breakdown analysis and my thoughts and opinions on Game 1 between Dallas and Golden State, and also Game 1 between Boston Celtics and Miami Heat, and what to expect tonight in Game 2. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video out to your friends, family, loved ones. This is World TV. I'm signing out. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.